Hallo Leute und damit herzlich willkommen zurück in der weiteren Folge Genshin Impact. Ja, wir haben hier letztens aufgehört. Ich habe auf jeden Fall, wie ich schon in der letzten Folge schon erwähnt habe, machen wir hier erstmal Pause. Ich habe gut geschlafen, ich bin schon wach geworden, habe meinen Kaffee parat. Oh, ein neues Event ist aufgetaucht, was faszinierend. Was ist denn das? Die Erzählungen von Mondpatrouille. Sind es die Watuis gegen die Ruinenwäsche oder was? Okay, interessant. Ja, das müssen wir wieder fertig kriegen heute, Leute. Das ist ganz wichtig, weil wir müssen das irgendwie hinkriegen. Ich muss das unbedingt voll kriegen, damit eigentlich hier, dass hier freigeschaltet wird hier. Ja, und zwar, Leute, wie ich schon gesagt habe, 9. Tag wird wahrscheinlich passieren. Jetzt haben wir den 9. Tag von dem Mond, von dem Laternenritualfest. Ja, ich würde sagen, erstmal nochmal schon das hier machen. Genau, ganz wichtig. Okay, Leute, wir hatten hier letzte Folge auf jeden Fall aufgehört und das machen wir auch weiter. Auf geht's. Ich bin gespannt. Wir haben auf jeden Fall, wenn ich mich recht erinnere, ja genau, wir haben die 2 Teile hier durchgespielt schon mal. Wir sind jetzt hier schon bei denen hier und das ist einmal das letzte Stück hier von der Geschichte. Den Auftrag machen wir. Es sind schon 2 Tage vergangen. Du fragst dich, ob zum Link alles in Ordnung ist. Genau. Wir werden auf jeden Fall, Leute, wenn ich das fertig habe mit der Story hier, werde ich das definitiv, die Events, alles mit dazu, in einen schönen Stream dann fortsetzen. Das wird auf jeden Fall im Laufe der nächsten Woche passieren. Darauf gebe ich euch mein Wort, Leute. Das wird auf jeden Fall nächste Woche passieren. Da kommt kein Weg drüber weg. Das werden wir definitiv machen. Wie gesagt, für euch ist es halt nicht so der Fall. Das ist dann für euch schon wieder vorbei, die Zeit. Das ist halt sehr viel. Da haben wir wahrscheinlich sogar schon April. Bin ich der Meinung. Deswegen, naja, auf geht's.
What a tongue twister. I'd have made a complete fool of myself if I tried to say it on stage without practicing it first. Huh. Call yourself Iron Tongue, Tien. Wobbly Tongue, Tien, more like.
I used to have that problem a lot. But if you just take your time to grasp the meaning and commit it to memory, you'll be able to say it smoothly in no time.
You're right, Miss Yoon. I'll give it another try.
Hey, Yunjin! Fancy seeing you here! What are you two talking about?
Ah, Traveler and Paimon, we meet again. And who, may I ask, is this?
You may call me the White Horse Adeptus.
The White Horse Adeptus?
She's not really an Adeptus.
I see. Well, it certainly looks like a lot of fun.
Oh, funny you mention it. This type of thing is actually something I'm quite familiar with. Once, to perform through the eyes of a dragon, I decided to imagine that I was Rex Lapis himself. It was the only way to truly inhabit his mindset and understand his resolve to quell those demons.
Sounds like you just wanted an excuse to feel all big and powerful.
Hey, You just don't understand how inspiration works.
You're one to talk. Paimon's traveled all over with the Traveler, and she's seen things that would make your jaw drop.
All right, then. Since you claim to be so knowledgeable, why don't you prove it by reciting an ancient poem?
An ancient poem? Which one?
Ha! See? You mean to tell me you've never even heard of the ancient poem called An Ancient Poem?
What kind of a title is that?
Quit teasing, Paimon. We only just found out about that ourselves. He's talking about the writing on those ancient relics. When we first saw it, we couldn't figure out what it all meant. So in the meantime, we decided to just refer to it as an ancient poem. However, thanks to the painstaking work of the scholars who were tasked with decoding it, it seems like that's exactly what it was. Or rather, an ode offered in veneration of the moon and the White Horse Adeptus.
Oh yeah! Didn't Kuching mention that before? It's got something to do with Longgang, right?
That is correct. The The Ministry of Civil Affairs has issued a notice stating that, although it is true that the moon may disappear tonight, we should be in no danger. In other words, there's nothing to fear. But if you're worried, we can always take a leaf from the Book of the Ancients. By reciting this poem, I mean, and calling for the White Horse Adeptus's aid. If we do that, I'm certain she'll protect our moon and keep us safe.
Whoa, seriously? Paimon has to get a look at this.
Leute, wer das lesen möchte, kann es gerne lesen. Der kann kurz auf Pause drücken. Ich werde es auf X drücken, damit es weitergeht.
Under moon eternal, in radiant night, a maiden grants silk, soft and light? What in Tibet's that supposed to mean? Under moon iridescent, in night divine, blah blah blah, something cloth so fine. Something about fields being plowed, something else about seeds being sown from the earth. Seriously? What is this?
The fields are plowed, the seeds are sown, and from the earth, life is grown.
Whoa! You did that without even looking!
Bravo! Bravo! We have an expert in our midst. Looks like this young lady really does know her role inside out. If I didn't know any better, I'd have taken her for the real deal.
That's because I am the real deal.
That's the spirit. This is exactly the kind of mindset I was talking about. Behold, mortals, I am none other than the indomitable Rex Lapis himself. Kneel before my godly splendor. Believe me, young lady, I know exactly why you do it. Back in the day, I was just like you.
I must say you are rather amusing as mortals go.
Miss White Horse Adeptus, it is a great pleasure to make your acquaintance today. I have some questions regarding the poem, and I was wondering, perhaps, if you might be able to shed some light on it?
You want me to explain the full meaning of its verses?
Your guidance would be much appreciated.
Fascinating. Tell me, do all the people of Liyue still express such reverence for the ancient ways?
Well, it's true that we hold a deep fondness for our history, but it is hardly our only pursuit. One of my good friends, for instance, is even more devoted to the modern Fontanian art of rock and roll.
Exactly! And don't forget, great practitioners of the role-playing arts walk among us too. People like me and you, young lady.
Yes. So rather than placing too much emphasis on our reverence for the ancient ways, it might be better to say that here in Liyue, 100 passions bloom, each with a voice of its own.
I see. Then, I suppose it wouldn't do any harm for me to enlighten you. In truth, it is but a simple poem of blessings. Its meaning is this. As the eternal moon rises in the night sky, a maiden adorned with lustrous jade descends upon the earth. She blesses the kudzu vines and mulberry leaves, so that they may be used to make coarse cloth that is nevertheless soft, light, and comfortable to wear. As the iridescent moon rises in the night sky, a maiden adorned with lustrous jade descends upon the earth. She blesses the kudzu vines and hemp, so that they may be used to make fine, luxurious cloth. As the frost moon rises in the night sky, a maiden adorned with lustrous jade descends upon the earth. She blesses the mugwort and artemisia, so that they may be perfect for divination.
So she really did come down from the moon?
She shows the people how to use the plow and spade to purge the land of weeds, till the soil, and heap up the earth to make it fertile. Then with the hoe, she teaches them to sow their grain, bestowing the promise of life upon every seed. She blesses the millet and the beans, ensuring that their stalks and vines stretch forth without end. She graces the wheat and the rice, so that their heavy heads are filled with plump, glistening grain.
Sounds like she's a real pro at all this farming stuff.
The fruits of the field are harvested and brewed into sacred wine for honored guests. This we reverently present to the Divine Maiden, with every ceremonial step flawlessly observed, so that she may witness the depth of our piety and respect. Oh, Divine Maiden, how can your graceful presence in the sky not seem like that of a fairy descending from the heavens? Oh, Divine Maiden, how does your pure and radiant form not resemble the guardian spirit of our land? I send my heart's desire, ascending to the heavens, beseeching you to grant us good fortune and blessings in the coming year.
Huh? So, that's what it's supposed to mean?
I find myself speechless. Moved beyond the power of words to convey. Oh, young lady. You have shown me the heights to which a true role player might aspire.
A truly remarkable performance. I did not anticipate that anyone could unravel this poem with such depth and clarity, and so soon after the Ministry of Civil Affairs noticed, too. I'd even begun to consider myself somewhat versed in the matter, but as they say, there's always someone more knowledgeable out there. Allow me to extend my thanks to you, Miss Whitehorse Adeptus.
You are far too humble, young one. I must confess, it is I who have been surprised, not only by you, but also by this Liyue harbor of the present day.
Ah, so you're not from Liyue. And what, may I ask, has surprised you about it?
Oh, it's nothing really. Just some old memories scattered here and there. Very well, my guides. I suppose it is time we set forth on the next part of our excursion. I'd like to go see that wharf now. What say the two of you?
No problem! We'll take you wherever you want.
Oh, leaving so soon? Before you go, allow me to introduce myself. I am Yunjin, director of the Yunhan Opera Troupe. May I ask your name in return?
My own name is scarcely worth mentioning, but since you asked, perhaps I'll tell you the title of that poem instead.
Huh? So, it isn't actually called an ancient poem?
Of course not. Its real title is Odes of Long Zabai.
Odes of Long Zabai.
All right then, until we meet again.
Okay. So, interessant, Leute. Sehr interessant. What the hell? Alles klar, 150 Meter müssen wir weiterlaufen, Leute. Zabai. Das ist ihr richtiger Name, Zabai. Also ich denke mal, dass am Ende das Zebal ist, tatsächlich, dass das ihr Name ist. Interessanter Name auf jeden Fall. Warte mal, das können wir auch ganz easy rausfinden. Zabai, ja, das ist ihr Name. Und sie hat gelbe Augen dort. Sie besitzt da gelbe Augen. Die andere hatte rote Augen. Ich muss mal später mal gucken, Leute, bei einer Aufnahme, wo sie ob sie da auch gelbe Augen hat oder andere Augen. Interesting. Ganyu. Guck mal, wer da ist, Leute. Da ist die gute Ganyu. Da merkt man auch, das hier wird nur reingepatcht, wenn das Laternenfest kommt. Ihr seht doch hier sonst nur Wasser. Crazy. Hallo, ihr zwei. Yanfei und Ganyu, Leute. Oder Ganju.
Hey, Ganyu! I almost forgot to mention. On my recent trip to Notcry, I came across something really fascinating in the Frost Moon Scion's library. I found records in their collection of another divine envoy living on the moon.
A divine envoy on the moon? You don't think it could have been referring to the White Horse Adeptus too, do you?
What the fuck? Das ist eine andere Stimme. Das ist nicht Ganyus Stimme. Das ist nicht ihre Stimme. Das ist nicht ihre Stimme. Leute, niemals. Hat auch die alte Synchronstimme von ihr auch aufgehört? Wie Kitchen? No way. Die haben wirklich... Wenn das vorbei ist, Leute, gucken wir kurz mal Ganjus Stimme an. Oder Ganyu. Ich sage immer Ganju zu ihr, aber es sagen auch viele zu ihr eigentlich Ganyu. Wenn ich ehrlich bin. Aber Yenfei sagt auch Ganyu. Dann würde ich sogar sagen, Leute, dass wir sie auch noch so Ganyu nennen. Ich habe sie früher mal Ganju genannt. Gott, es gab eine Zeit, Leute, da wollte ich sie unbedingt ziehen. Schon komisch, ne? Jetzt.
No way to say for sure. Still, the similarities between our legends are intriguing, to say the least.
Bin außen auf eine Taste gekommen, Leute. Und jetzt auf einmal benutze ich sie fast gar nicht mehr. Also ab und zu nehmen wir sie noch. Sie ist auch eine super tolle Charakterin. Es gibt aber so viele Charakter, die einfach noch besser sind als sie, muss ich ehrlich sagen. Und von Design auch einigermaßen sogar auch so. Ganyu ist halt eine der ältesten Charaktere, Leute. Aber sie war früher, wo sie rauskam, eine unglaublich starke Charakterin. Sie war unglaublich stark. Wo sie rauskam. Mit ihrem Bogen, mit diesem auf einmal, wo sie pro Schuss auf einmal 30k gemacht hat. Oder sogar noch mehr, wenn jemand noch bessere Werte hatte. Der Schuss war unglaublich. Also es war wirklich richtig pure Power, was sie hatte. Ist ein bisschen schade, die alte Zeit. Die ganzen alten Charaktere, die da jetzt da sind, verschwinden langsam alle. Weil die ganzen neuen Charaktere alle irgendwie stärker werden. Und besser aussehen. Naja. Ist halt so. Ist immer so. Aber bin mal gespannt, Leute. Auf jeden Fall, ich würde sagen, wir machen weiter. Let's go.
Isn't it amazing? Especially when you consider how far apart we are.
It truly is. We might live in different lands, but when we look up at the night sky, we all see the same moon and stars.
Right? It's like we're all bound together, no matter where we are. When you think of it like that, it's almost as if our friends from other nations will be right here celebrating with us. Isn't that a wonderful thought?
No wonder you were so excited to go see the giant lantern when you first got back. Sounds like you're a real fan of the White Horse Adeptus, huh?
I guess you could say that. Just a pity she's so elusive. Even Granny's never met her, you know? Maybe she really is just a legend after all.
Hey, Yenfei and Ganyu! Trust, Paimon. The White Horse Adeptus is as real can be.
Huh? Oh, look! It's the Traveler and Paimon! Feels like I haven't seen you two in, like, forever. Happy Lantern Rite. It's so good to see you again.
Hey, you two. Happy Lantern Rite.
Did I hear you right just now, Paimon? Does that mean you've actually seen the White Horse Adeptus?
She has indeed. And now, so have you.
Huh? And you are?
Why, who else? The White Horse Adeptus, of course.
Could you maybe start with something else next time?
You're the White Horse Adeptus?
That's right. Allow Paimon to introduce you to our new friend, Zichao. She's been low-key obsessed with cosplaying the White Horse Adeptus ever since we met her.
I see. Well then, greetings, Mr. Chow. My name is Yenfei, and recently I've been low-key obsessed with learning everything I can about the White Horse Adeptus.
I'm sure the two of you will get along like a house on fire. Oh, and by the way, I'm Ganyu.
So,
Ganyu.
Mr. Chow, you must be here to see the giant lantern too, right?
Hmm? A horse-shaped Zhao lantern? Is that what I think it is?
That's right. A lantern made to honor the White Horse Adeptus herself. Isn't it gorgeous?
Huh? What are you laughing at?
Both the lantern and myself.
What do you mean?
Oh, this lantern truly is an artistic masterpiece. But tell me this, have any of you ever seen a horse before?
Come to think of it, Paimon can't remember ever actually seeing one herself. What about you, Traveler?
Oh, this horse appears to be mid-trot, but it has adopted what is called a lateral gait, where the legs on one side of the body move together in unison. A rather rare sight indeed. Just now, I suddenly pictured myself, I mean, the White Horse Adeptus running the same way. The image was so absurd, I could barely contain my mirth.
Oh, really? I never knew that. You learn something every day, huh?
Oh, come on! It's basically a giant piece of fan art! Who cares if it's different than the original?
I was merely laughing at my own ignorance. I came here thinking that the White Horse Adeptus's tale had been long forgotten. Yet here I am, gazing upon a lantern made in her honor.
Well, you couldn't have been more mistaken. There are so many tales about the White Horse Adeptus, I'm starting to lose count. Just off the top of my head...
Just so you know, Yanfei, we've heard it all like a million times before.
Uh-huh. But there's one thing I can guarantee that you haven't.
Huh? You mean like a new chapter of her stories come to light?
Mm-hmm. And I heard it from Ganyu just yesterday. Hey, why don't you share it with the others?
Sure, no problem. Where to begin? Do you guys still remember what Liyue's Moon Chase Festival is about?
Of course! It's a festival held in honor of the Stove God.
That's right. But it took a really long time for the Stove God Festival to become what it is today. In its earliest form, it was actually an adeptal ritual known as the Moon Chase Rite.
Paimon remembers Madame Ping mentioning that before, but she never explained exactly what it was.
According to Cloud Retainer, the Moon Chase Rite was originally a ritual meant for communicating with the moon.
Communicating with the moon? But for what purpose?
At first, Cloud Retainer wasn't entirely sure either, as it was always Rex Lapis who performed the ritual.
Whoa! Rex Lapis did it himself? Must have been a really important ritual.
That's right. Unfortunately, despite numerous attempts, they never actually received any response from the moon, which is why they eventually stopped performing it. But then, just yesterday, Keqing took a picture of the moon being obscured by a dark hole to Cloud Retainer and asked if it had anything to do with the Moon Chase Rite. The moment Cloud Retainer saw it, it suddenly dawned on her that the rite might have been an attempt to reach the White Horse Adeptus all along.
Does that mean Zhongli's been trying to bring back the White Horse Adeptus all this time?
So how about that? Bet you never thought there might even be a link between the White Horse Adeptus and the Moon Chase Festival.
If Keqing hadn't taken that picture to Cloud Retainer, we would never have known any of this.
This is probably what Keqing was referring to that day when she mentioned there were some ideas she wanted to follow up on.
So, Geo Archon. All this time, you've been striving to awaken her.
Huh? What do you mean, awaken?
Nothing. What I truly meant to say was, this new insight you've provided has been truly eye-opening. Oh, by the way, my trusty guides, I've been meaning to ask, where in Liyue Harbor might one enjoy an expansive scenic view?
Huh? We're off to the next stop already? But Paimon's barely done digesting that lore bomb just now.
All the more reason to find the right spot to let it sink in.
Oh, so that's what you're up to. A tour of Liyue Harbor? In that case, if you're looking for a spot with a panoramic view, I'd recommend Yujing Terrace.
That's a great idea. Since the terrace is on higher ground, the sea view from up there's so much better. Great! Well, the lantern ride's about to start, so we should get back to Granny's now.
Hope to see you all at the festival tonight.
Oh, you're off too? All right then. See you both soon.
See you soon!
Very well, my guides. What are we waiting for?
Okay, you're the boss. Yujing Terrace it is. After all, the customer's always right.
Something else you needed to do?
Lass uns hier von der Riesen ein Foto... Was?
Oh, Paimon likes that idea.
And what, may I ask, is a photo?
It's this awesome invention that lets let you record moments in the blink of an eye. Except, you've gotta try not to actually blink.
Oh? What must I do in preparation then?
Nothing. All you gotta do is choose a pose. The Traveler will handle everything else. Come on, let's give it a try. Look, we got a great picture. Paimon's gonna call it The White Horse Adeptus meets the White Horse Adeptus in Liyue Harbor.
Alles klar, Leute. Definitiv, das wird das Bild werden. 100%ig. Ich werde das wieder in einen Screenshot machen und uns dann rausschneiden. Definitiv, das wird das Bild von Laternenfest werden. Absolut, das passt ja wunderbar. Ist zwar jetzt nicht mit Sonnenuntergang alles andere, aber trotzdem. Man sieht sie, da sind wir mit drauf, man weiß, dass es das Laternenfest ist. Das passt wunderbar. Das nehmen wir, Leute, wir nehmen das Bild. Das wird das Bild des Laternenfests sein. 100%ig. Wunderbar. Sehr, sehr schön. Gut, ich würde aber auch sagen, wir machen auch hier erstmal Schluss. Erfreut euch auf dem Bild, Leute. Wir sehen uns dann in der nächsten Folge. Euer Masho. Bis zum nächsten Mal. Tschaußen.